Putting away my coffee, gotta clear my desk. Gotta get started somehow. Gonna do it. Hey, it's me, I'm saying. Only waited for 5 minutes till I got started. Because it's an art stream. It's an art stream. Even though I'm singing, even though I'm digging everything I have. Darn it, I timed that one wrong. Let me turn down my my reverb for a minute. All good. Hey Twitch, hey YouTube, it's me, your friend, Wynne Blue. I'm a musician and an artist out of Seattle, Washington, the metro area. Currently, as I am streaming this, it's roughly 5:30, 5:50 at night, Pacific time. And I'm only halfway prepared for this evening. I have my painting back here. I don't know if you can see it really well, but this is what I'm going to be working on tonight. I have a bunch of pencils in where a lot of the shade's supposed to go. I'm going to be lightening up some of that pencil, and I've adjusted my cameras so that maybe you'll be able to see what I do when I'm doing it. There may be some camera stuff that I fiddle with, if that makes you a little bit, I don't know, unstable, uncomfortable. Please get up and stretch. Make sure that you are getting plenty of water, that kind of thing. So I'm gonna just, and you can see that little Miss Fred is over here hanging out. She has had an interesting day. Interesting for a dog, I'm pretty sure. So what Fred has been doing today is napping. It's just crazy pants. So as always, we are a chat-friendly and lurker-friendly stream. I'm gonna turn down my my background audio just so that I can hear myself. Let's see if I can do this without making it too weird. There we go. Just a little bit. So as always, if my sound is a little off, if something's too loud, if something's too soft, I want to make sure that we've got everything kind of relaxed here, because my art is not aerobic. It does not spark cardio. You will not lose any weight whatsoever watching me paint, and I'm not going to lose any weight or gain any muscle by doing it. It's going to be low-key. We're going to low-key this baby, okay? Going to keep it real. Yes, I got to click a couple of things here. Make sure that I have plenty of room to put my canvas right down here. And let me just make sure that I have my camera in the right spot. Look, because I'm going to tell you right now, my desk is a mess. I don't think I have cleaned this desk since the last time I was painting. It happens. So sit back and relax. I'll chat with you a little bit before I get started with the painting. And if you can't hear me, please let me know. La 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 la. Let's get this camera set up the right way. Jesus, this is terrible. Normally you'd see more of what's over there, but I work rather close to my tummy on this one, so I'm just gonna focus on whatever's down here, and then I'll move the camera later. I'm also trying something a little newer tonight. I have turned off all the numbers so I can't see if there's anybody actually watching. Because I find that I get kind of drained obsessing over numbers, you know? It's not very helpful to me, it's not very helpful to you, and I'm here to have fun and share the things that make me happy with you. So, oh, my hat. I like this. I'm probably not going to wear this for the stream, though, because it looks funny. Okay. This is fun. This is my little alien lamp. It comes in very handy if I'm drawing something. But you know what? It's a blue light. It's a very cold light. And I don't want to use this when I'm painting because it will distort my colors. And when it comes to painting, well, with anything that involves color, you want to do it under a consistent light temperature. So I'm going to put this aside. And then it can come back, like when I'm doing sketchbook stuff. Look at all this gesso stuff, arg. Okay, let's see what we've got. Something around real quick. Come on, you. I'm having a grand old time with my camera set up. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I do want to see that. I want you to be able to see my hands, and when I do close-ups, I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. So let's see what we can get going here. I want it to be kind of in the middle. Come on. Focus. I wish I didn't have to wait for it to focus. remember this from last week. Me and my glaze. Let's get in a little closer, shall we? Boom. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to clean this up. And I'm probably going to go ahead and, I don't know, grab some paper towels or something. Oh, I don't have paper towels. I have bar rags. But I don't want to get my painting all messed up, so I'm going to set this aside for a minute. I need you to focus. Focus, little camera. Come on. You got this. Come on. Focus on me. Oh, here's the part where it gets kind of goopy because it's a slow dry medium. So it dries slow. Seems like tissue was the perfect thing to get this out because it's about the consistency of snot. Isn't that exciting? Ew. I think this is going to be the palette surface that I use tonight instead of my usual shiny square tile. This is mainly because it's a little easier to keep track of the paint and it doesn't fly away quite so easily. I may not mix it on this, but I'm definitely going to keep track of my colors in this, with a few exceptions. I think for now that might be as good as it gets. I needed to turn that down. It's a little loud in my ears, and I am always looking for audio balance. All right, let's look a little closer and see. Oh, not going to get much closer than this for right now. Now I'm going to need a blade. It comes up easier when it's kind of dry, but it's also kind of a big pain in the tuchus. Let's get a good look at the picture here. This has got some really stark contrast here. I know that you can't see a lot of her features, but this is just a printout. This is not the one that I actually have on my phone. The one I have on my phone hasn't been brightened up. But I've got it all penciled out that where the shadows are and where her features are and how her coloring should be. You know, when I first got her, she had a lot more color around her eyes, and she had 2 patches on the top of her head at the base of her ears. And her nose and snoot were a little blacker, but now it's not like that anymore. I'm not quite sure what happened other than age, but that's her. And so we're gonna see what we can do about getting some of these colors as I remember them to match up. I'm going to start with this right here, which is our burnt sienna. Raw sienna, which is closer to what her color actually is. A little bit of cadmium yellow. And when you want to darken paint, for whatever reason, shadow's got to come from somewhere, folks. When you want to do shadows or something darker, do not add black. I cannot emphasize this enough. Do not add black to your paint to make it darker. Add a complementary color. Now, these being kind of orangey toned, if I was going to add anything to make either of these darker, it would be blue. Or some kind of, let's see, or maybe even a green. Since this is orangey, let's look at our color wheel real quick. All right, so I would put this in the orange category, which would mean the complement would be blue right there, right? So the more you get kind of red-orange or yellow-orange, that would change. So if you needed something red-orange, you would have something that was more of a dark teal or a bluish green, a green with a bluish tint. And same if it went the other way, if it was more yellow, you'd want to add kind of a purpley something or other. So if you don't have one of these, you can always get one from the internet. You could bookmark it and look at it while you're doing your paint mixing. This right here, I got it off the internet in a pack of 100, and I can't get rid of them fast enough. So I put one everywhere I might use colors. All right, so let's see what we can get done with what we've got right here. burnt sienna is more of a red brown, I think. So using my color wheel here, I'd want to use a teal or something greener than a teal to darken that. And I'm bringing in the cadmium yellow, or as this says, a cadmium yellow deep, a little more intense than just your standard bright yellow. I'm going to use that to brighten it up a little bit in the places where it needs to be brightened up. Give me a minute to look up something here. Okay, so I have two blues here that I would probably use to darken things. I've got a cerulean blue, and I have a phthalo blue. So, as it says here on the little package, it says phthalocyanine, which is a synthetic compound that is related to, I think, copper, because I don't just have a phthalo blue. I also have a phthalo green. So basically the chemical that they use to dye this already has a very natural blue color. So that's why when you look at this, it's not like a hooker's green or a bright green or any of the other kinds of standard green paints. It's a little bluer, so it's a phthalocyanine green. It's just a little bluer, a little more intense. And you have a similar thing with cadmium. It's, you don't want to get this in your mouth, okay? So I'm going to use the phthalo blue because the phthalo blue is a bit more intense, and I don't want to lighten up my color. I don't want to lighten up my color. I want to intensify the brown I have. Don't get the cadmium, because we have cerulean. Sorry, cadmium is in my yellow, but it's not in my blue. Oh, I'm sorry. The very first thing that my dumb AI thing says about cerulean blue is that it's a calming, tranquil blue color. That doesn't tell me anything. That's not science. So basically, cerulean blue is a type of blue. It does not actually tell you what it's made with. Right? It just doesn't. Let's take cerulean blue and just throw it out the window for right now. Now it's just one of many art lessons that I have a tendency to throw at you. Oh, isn't this lovely? Thank you. Thank you, phthalocyanine. It's not painting unless I'm wearing some of it or some gets on the floor. Beautiful. It's a little more detailed than this little dog here, but it'll help me nail down the color a little bit. Since it's been so long since I've printed this out, it's a little faded. So I'm going to start with what's here. Since we're mixing paint, let's get closer. See, that's looking a lot lighter than the original. Just a little lighter. to start looking yellow. So I'm just going to let it hang out there for a little bit. I'm going to see if I can brighten this up a little bit by adding just a touch of white. White will almost always dull your color, and if that's what you want, do it. But if you're looking to just lighten something, it's probably not going to help. You're better off doing a base of white and then just doing little washes of your color. That looks a little too yellow for me. All right, it looks like I've got a couple of really good colors here. I'm going to add a little medium to it. Now, the cool thing about using a medium is that it kind of puts you in check depending on how much of the medium you put in your paint. Just a little bit won't buy you as much time as a lot, but a lot means that you can increase the intensity of the color in layers. So two colors that have been figured out for the most part. They're good to go. And then I have one color that I need absolutely. And I don't have enough space on here to actually do it. This is just as I feared. This blue is not as cold as I wanted it to be. I mean, you definitely have a new darker color, but it doesn't have enough red in it to truly make it darker. Maybe I just need to mix it more, because it's definitely darker. Huh. Take my own advice, shall I? So I have it a little darker, about a medium size. I think I'm going to add a little bit of this to this. All I want is darker. I don't want brighter, but I definitely want the tone to be just right. There we go. Yeah, it's a little greener than I want. Might have had to use that naphthol. No, the alizarin. I'll try just a little bit of that. Just a little. Well, if I toy with it any longer, I'm going to end up with a color I really don't want. So I'm going to leave it at that. And just to make sure that I am not doing something that is awful, I'm going to remove this. Sad waste of paint, but them's the breaks. I should probably figure out how to salvage this a little better, other than making a huge mess out of a tissue or out of my paint tube. It'd be nice. I know some people like to use their palettes directly to mix, but I don't find that terribly efficient for what I'm looking for. I want to be able to see where my pigments are going. I just want to be able to be a part of that. That it probably is a result of how I learned how to paint. I used to do this with oil paints, and it was just easier to see everything and to make sure I had all of my color in the right place. It was like a visual organizer that wasn't compartmentalized.
Computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
I know the way that I mix paint would probably drive somebody else completely batty, but you gotta do what gets you there. So what I need to do next, and I might need a whole brand new palette. I feel like this is a waste. I don't know why I brought it in. Let's see if I can clear a space for a new white. Yeah, that's a disadvantage to working on a flat surface like that, is that you end up spreading so many things out that it becomes like an invasive species. I don't think this dried paint is going to hurt my new color in the least, but let's just try at least to stay organized, I guess. All right, there we go. Take a little of this yellow off the edge. There we go. Good job. Patting myself on the back. Alright, this time instead of using my mixing white, I'm going to use my titanium white. What is the difference, you ask? Well, I'll tell you what the difference is. One of them is consistency, and the other is how much pigment is actually in this tube. So, you've heard of heavy body acrylics. They come in, you know, the goo, right, the tube. And they also come in, I think Golden Paints and Liquitex make a liquid version of all their acrylics. And they have them in heavy body. And heavy body just means more pigment. Okay? It doesn't mean anything fancy. It's just more pigment. So if you need something to really pop or to mix in a certain way, and it's all trial and error for the most part. But I'm going to use your standard titanium white for this next color. And it's probably not going to hurt if I add this little tiny minuscule bit of transparent mixing white. Okay, so let me show you something real quick. Most of what Freddie is right here is she's got a shadow right along here, and there are some parts with pink in it. You know, places where her fur isn't quite so dense. And then everything over here is going to be super bright. But if you look real close and you think about it, it doesn't show quite the same on this. But that's not white. That's got kind of a purple tint to it. Sometimes gray. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take... I shouldn't have put that paint away. I'm going to take just a teeny bit of alizarin crimson. No, wait. It's the other red. Where's the other red? Yeah, it's the alizarin. I'm going to take just a tiniest bit of this and a little bit of black, and I'm going to see if I can make a very gently tinted white. Kind of like I did last time. but this one is actually going to be a full on. Use that color and put it on your composition, lady. Because what I want is kind of a pink gray. I'm pretty close. Okay, so I have a little bit of pink in there. I know you can't see it terribly well, but I do have some pink. A little bit of a pink tint. But I still want it to be a gray pink. Be a little darker than I'd planned. I'm not sure I care. For now, that's gonna have to do. So I have my kind of subtle gray right there, but I'm going to make a little darker down here just in case. that got dark very fast. See, this is why you don't want to... This is why you don't want to add black willy-nilly to the white. 'Cause then it will get real dark. Alright, so we have a lovely silver gray, and I just need a little of this. Oh. I got a little bit of burnt sienna in there. What in the world? Well, no turning back now. Alright. Mix a little medium in that. I guarantee you I'm probably going to have to use this a few times. Okay. This is what I have to work with here. I'm going to go ahead and put this away. Put this away for now. Worst case scenario, these big lumpy parts, they'll develop a skin, and I can still get into the goo inside if I need it. Okay, let's see what we're gonna do first. I'm gonna start with this lighter gray, which is right there. Yeah, for Pete's sake. This one seems a little fat. And this one does not. I will use both. Looks like I'm gonna need to do a little more mixing. Sorry to take you out of your trance. I keep forgetting I've turned up the volume on my microphone. So here's what I'm gonna do. I hate mixing with a brush. I feel like I need a smaller brush. For my Twitch people, I've got an ad break coming in less than a minute. Please take that time to get up and stretch. Maybe refill your water bottle or cup. It'll be just 2.5 minutes, and I'm just gonna sit here and keep painting. That's all I can do. That's what I'm here for. need a smaller brush. husband is cooking. And I can smell it all the way back here, and it smells really good. And my husband cooks for just, a few reasons. The main one being that he's hungry, right? And the other reason is that he expects me to be hungry too. We have had conversations about that very thing. It's not like we sit down and have a supper or anything like that. can't seem to get the effect that I want right here. It'll come. Hey, Eyes of Art. It's very nice for you to come by. Very glad to see you. My new YouTube friend, Eyes of Art. I've been working on this painting for quite some time. I hope you can hang out for a while and see what's going on. Well, I'm happy to share. Thank you for allowing me to see your art. I do have an Instagram. My YouTube channel is Trouble Fakers HQ because this used to be my band YouTube. And I decided not to change the name, but you can find some Instagram stuff on Wynne Blue. Links in the comments. Well, link is in the description. But I'm just hanging out, painting. Let me know if you do any art for yourself. Yes, I have a YouTube channel. It's full of art and digital art. Okay. Oh, good Lord. I don't know if you could see her, but my dog just decided to flip out. So let's see. I don't think I have a thing for... Let me share this with my Twitch friends over here. So tell me, Eyes of Art, do you stream or do you post, or you only post video? I do some digital art from time to time. Sometimes it's easier to print from Procreate or Illustrator, which is nice. Go live and post. So my YouTube friends, if you can see the chat, you can see where Eyes of Art has put in the comments. Why don't you go give them a subscribe or a follow? I'm always up for sharing the love. Now let's see. I'm going to take a minute here to look at something. let's see what we got. Oh, nice stuff. I love it. You'll have to tell me where you're from. Let's see. Very nice. I need to figure out how to share this. New York City, Queens. There we go. There's Eyes of Art in the Twitch chat so you can see who I'm talking to. I have never been to New York. I have been to Binghamton, and I've driven along the freeway around New York to get to New Haven, but I have never been to New York. In 1999, no wait, it was 2018. In 2018, I took my guitar and a few other pieces of equipment, and I drove across the United States. I played at South by Southwest, where my band had met up with me. And I used to blog quite a bit. Oh, there we go. One Eyes of Art. Yeah, give him a follow over on Twitch. I have a number of friends who aren't on Twitch, and they don't want to start. They don't want to do they don't want to open up yet another thing, but everybody has a YouTube, so. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yay! It's always nice to meet new artists, see what they're doing. A lot of times I will tell my artists, my friends who are thinking of doing art, because they always get a little uncomfortable. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't think I'm very good. Well, you know what? If people were good at art, if people weren't ever good at art, and they all thought the same way, we would not have any dang artists. Because you have to start in order to get good at something. It's a little frustrating as somebody who's been drawing most of her life. to encounter somebody who doesn't even start because they don't think they'll be very good at it, you know? Exactly. Say it again. Look at the guy who sold a banana for 1 million. Could have been more, yes. Abso-freaking-lutely. So you gotta start. You gotta start somewhere. And don't wait to start until you have all the gear, because that's really silly. Start on a napkin. Grab that notepad or some post-it notes. Start somewhere, and then you'll go, you know what, I need better paper. Then you'll go down to the art store and you'll just get more stuff until you have everything you need and still want more. Ugly art, or art that you think is ugly, is beautiful to me because everybody sees things differently. That is true. I agree 100%. You have to open yourself up to all kinds of art. And I laugh at the people who look at the art that is abstract or expressionist, or even the kind that just looks like somebody was playing with the mediums. Art is not just what you look at, it's what happens in the process. So it's not just the finished part. That, and not only should we look at ugly art, we should be making ugly art. Like I said, how do you know if you're good at something if you don't try it? Fall in love with somebody that everyone thinks is unattractive, but you can't see it for them. Yes, they are beautiful to you. There's this thing somebody said on the internet. It says, I can explain it to you, but I cannot make you understand it. I can't understand it for you. It's like, I can love this person. I can love this art. And I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you. Just go out and see stuff. Because there are some things that I just cannot draw. I'm actually kind of surprised that this dog turned out as good as it did. But you don't know if you don't try. And I try to encourage people. I want to encourage everybody who has ever said they can't draw a stick figure. Just draw one. Just draw a stick figure. Just do it. I don't care if it looks like a lollipop. Just do it. Just make the art. And keep drawing stick figures until you're madly in love with them. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Eyes of Art says, you look amazing to me and you're doing an awesome job. I encourage you. You encourage me. And right now in this world, we need so much of art and expression. We just need it, you know? We need to make it. We need to express it. Not just visually, but if you know music, if you know some musicians, go see some live music. Go find some dancing. I love watching the dancers on TikTok and Instagram, and I see all kinds of stuff on YouTube. Like nobody's watching, baby. Just like nobody's watching. There we go. Good girl, Freddie. Ooh. That was not what I wanted to do. All right. Oh, might need to get that titanium in there. My dog has such strange coloring on her face. It's kind of hard to see on camera because it is, you don't get that much focus. I mean, the camera that I'm using right now, it is a really nice camera, but it doesn't get close enough. Because if I put this camera any closer, it's going to bop into my paintbrushes. Maybe that'll work. There we go. There we go. Okay, I'm going to go back to the playing with the shadows. Oh, thank you, Beach Doggy. I just need to put some colors on her. And now that I'm looking back, I think I need to make her ears bigger. Now this is where the heavy body acrylic would come in very handy. I have some heavy body acrylic, but I don't really enjoy using it because it is so, maybe it's just a low quality. But this brand has yet to really give me anything that's low quality. It's just this heavy body. It could be old, I'm not even sure. But whenever I squeeze it out of the tube, it's just, it fights me. So I'm just going to make these ears just a little bit bigger. What's that? There we go. I want to put some color on these ears tonight. I mean, technically white is a color, but I want something other than white and gray on this tonight. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to take some pure titanium white and I'm going to go along this left side over here and brighten it up. I don't usually do a lot of painting. This is kind of a one-off. I'd love to keep doing more painting. I just, like I was talking about earlier, you just gotta start somewhere, you know? And I just didn't know where to start. So what do? I take a cute picture of my dog and I go, "Hey dog." That's a picture pretty enough to paint. Apparently I've been super focused because I just noticed that my Twitch audience went on an ad break. So Eyes of Art, I did a subscribe. I see you got a good following there. Let's get you that much closer to where YouTube needs you to be. So those of you watching on Twitch and you have YouTube, go over to YouTube. Okay, just a few more strokes of these grays. I said grays, not whites. I enjoy watching people color paint. Sit back and watch. You know, that's what I'm told. I'm told that mixing paint is just one of those things, you know. I have another artist friend who, she recently got a day job, so she doesn't do a lot of streaming as of late. But she was very worried that nobody wanted to see her put together paint colors. That seems boring to me, she said. I'm like, no. Are you kidding? It's fascinating. And a bunch of other people in the chat, because she was talking about that at the time. Oh, thank you. She was pretty sure nobody wanted to see any but her mixed paint, but I beg to differ. I beg to differ. Because there's something for everybody. Yeah, that's a little messy right there, but it'll be fine. Gotta let the imperfections speak for themselves. Eyes of Art says, I'm learning how to make colors now on my digital tablet. Oh, right. I have done a number of just kind of playing with colors, and the thing about digital art is if you ever want to print it, because sometimes you make digital art and it is, what is it? It looks fantastic on your screen, but once you try to print it out, whether it's at home or through a service, it turns out wrong because you have to make sure that your color profile is right. She does. Let me do a quick shout out. I think she's on Twitch. Let's see. She is at... And I'm typing with one hand here. I don't know if she streams on I don't know if she streams on YouTube. I think right now she just kind of focuses on doing Twitch because she's also a promoter and she does a lot of music. See if I got that right. Yeah, I put a shout out over on Twitch, and her Twitch handle's over there on YouTube right now. Her thing is she's experimenting with doing actual paintings, because otherwise she likes to do mandalas. Oh, good. Yeah, she just recently got a day job, and I always hope to see her pop up on Twitch so I can see what she's doing. But she has a music channel and an art channel. And I just put everything on this channel. Everything. Music, art. Oh, what am I doing now? Well, it looks like my dog. Okay. So here comes the fun part. I have already mixed this particular color, which it's a blend of raw sienna and cadmium yellow, a little bit of white. And to make this stretch so I don't put a whole bunch of color on my canvas before I'm ready, I'm using this glazing liquid, which is also a slow dry liquid, because acrylic will dry so fast. So the best thing to do when you have acrylics is to find a medium that will extend the color, the life. If you're painting in oils, not such a big deal, because that stuff, it takes forever to dry. But acrylics, Okay, so let's see. Make a digital palette for skin complexion. Yep. I know you can download those from certain places depending on what your chosen platform is. And before I discovered that you could download those things, I would take a photograph, put it in Photoshop, and then add like the mosaic. Add the mosaic filter on it so that everything is just chunkified. And I would make big chunks, because you can change how big the tiles are for that. And then I'd get rid of the space between the tiles. And there I would have a palette. And that was one of my first palettes I did. I found a really great picture of my husband and myself, and it got our hair color, it got our skin color, it got the shadows, it got the highlights. It was really nice. I think you can do that in Illustrator too. I didn't look and see, Eyes of Art, if you were, which platform you were using for digital. Learn something new every day. I didn't know you could do that. Yeah. Photoshop, I have a very old version of Photoshop. I just don't feel like paying a monthly fee for freaking Adobe products. I find it to be Adobe Fresco. Oh, okay. Yeah, I bet you anything that they would have a mosaic or a stained glass filter for whatever it is that you're doing. Yeah, take a picture of something that seems like it has all the colors you'd want to use. And the mosaic feature, it's like a filter, the mosaic filter. Play around with that filter, and you'll find yourself a palette. And I was saying a while back about color profile. You cannot change your color profile after you've started. I mean, you can, but it'll change everything and you'll be like, oh no, wait, what have I done? So before you even start putting color on your image, make sure that the format is CMYK. CMYK is perfect for printing because all the print shops, they do cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. It's the combinations of those inks that make everything look the same way that you put it on your screen. Now, if you do SGB, SGB is for screens. So if you're doing web design or something like that, yeah, you want to make sure you do SGB. Oh, come on, just mix. Mix. Oh, a disaster waiting to happen right now. I made that color palette mistake, or the color profile mistake, once. It ruined my printed project. It just did not look as vivid. It was just terrible. So before you actually start putting color in your image, CMYK if you're printing, SGB if it's for the internet or screens. So a while back, I'm just going to change the topic just a little bit. We renewed our Costco membership. And I bought myself a gigantic bag of Toll House semi-sweet morsels. My husband looks at me and he goes, "Really?" I said, "Yes." He says, "That's a lot of chocolate chip cookies." And I just stared at him. Cookies? I have no idea what you're talking about. All right, Eyes of Art, have a good night. I'm going to go to bed and rest myself for the next day. I will have a great night. I'm so glad that you stopped by, and I hope you come by again next Wednesday. If you want to hear some songs, swing by on Monday. I do the same. I do music on Mondays, but Wednesdays, always art. Always. All right. So friends, that gigantic bag of chocolate chips, I made one batch of chocolate chip cookies. And then the rest I would eat like a quarter cup at a time. And then the other day I realized, uh-oh, I have eaten so much of these chocolate chips. I might have enough for one more batch of chocolate chip cookies. So, there's cookie dough resting in my refrigerator right now. And I discovered by accident that if you let your chocolate chip cookie dough rest in the refrigerator for 30 minutes to 24 hours, it makes some good dang cookies. I love homemade chocolate chip cookies. Love them. I don't eat cookie dough as much as I did before. I mean, I have a recipe for edible cookie dough. But, you know what? It's kind of a pain in the neck. Alright, let's see what we got here. Alright. My silly little dog. Back up just a little bit. Oh wait, I am totally backed up. I'm gonna do something against my instincts here. Look, there's my dog. Okay, what I want is I want black. I'm not supposed to use black. But let's see. And I'm gonna move some things around here real quick. Don't worry, nobody panic. These two colors right here. This is alizarin crimson and Mars black. And I've been using these two colors to tint the grays that I've been using. And you're not supposed to use black straight. If you use black at all, like I have paintings that my mother made, like back when she was a youngster. And not a single stroke of paint in any of her paintings was ever black. I said, but Mama, that one looks like it's black. Because she drew this picture of a black cat. It was a beautiful painting. Nice blue and cobalt and all that. And she says, honey, that's not black. And I had to look a little closer and turn on a light. You know what that woman did? She painted a black cat using a very dark green. I couldn't tell. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this red right here, and I'm going to mix it with the black. It's got a little bit of white in there. That's fine. That is a very crimson black. Unfortunately, it still looks black. So I'm going to push all this black over. And I'm going to add a little more crimson. And this time we're going to focus on the crimson instead of the black. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but that is not black. That is a very deep, thick, dehydrated red, blood red. Almost purple. I feel like I'm going to waste a lot of paint today. Now see that is kind of a gothic red. You can't really see it. It's very, very, oh, that deep purple red, that burgundy, that's what that is. I don't know if I want to use that, but I'm probably going to. Well, that was pointless. So ever since I have been streaming on 2 different platforms at the same time, got the YouTube thing, got the Twitch thing, I've noticed that Twitch is very encouraging. Whereas YouTube, they are very, you should come to us if you want something. But Twitch is very much, we love you, we want you to be happy, and we are giving you all of this cool stuff. I'm like, what? So after every stream, they send me an email. This is how many people that tuned into your stream. These are how many people chatted. This is what happened here. This is what happened there. They did everything except send me a box of chocolates. All kinds of analytics, whereas on YouTube, I have to actually go and look. And none of it makes any sense. Okay. I think the next time I touch this over here is probably going to be a lot darker. I want to make the shadows a little more pronounced. Fluff come from? I know that that last week's Wednesday art stream, I had like 20 something views. I'm pretty sure most of them were accidental, but I'm okay with that. I don't have a lot of followers on YouTube or subscribers. Oh, and there's another difference is that if you want to follow somebody on YouTube, you subscribe. But if you want to subscribe on Twitch, you have to pay. I keep sticking my hands and stuff. goodness. All right, let's take a step back from this right now. Oh, we are a step back. Let's look in real close. Okay, so there are still some things that need to be looked at here. I'd love to clean up these little shadowy things, and I'm probably going to go in back into my old color and make all this stuff under here darker so that it matches the tones that I see here. And you know, it's not perfect, but anyone who knows Freddie will look at this and go, oh yeah, that's Fred. That's, yes, your dog. A little bit of cleaning up. I want to put some texture in there somewhere. So we've probably got a few more weeks of this. I was going to draw a picture. I don't feel like drawing a picture right now. You know what I feel like doing? Let's see, what do I feel like doing? Eating. I feel like eating. I feel like going to get a snack. I promise not to eat the cookie dough and actually bake it in a little bit. I hope the smell of baking brown sugar gives you sweet dreams. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let's see if I have a camera angle that will allow you to see everything. But first, let's pick this up and move it about and see if I've got something that's worth looking at. All right, here we go. We're gonna try this. No. Let's see, hang on. Okay, that's better. So this is what we have so far. I wish I could put the camera in a place that doesn't make it look weird. But that's what I have so far. Looks like a little dog hanging out at a cabin. Ta-da! And I have really enjoyed putting this together. And I'm actually kind of sad that it might end. But I'm not going to be that painter that goes to the gallery showing or the purchaser and just go, nope. I'm going to keep working on this till I'm dead. No. Because once I'm done with this, I'm going to move on to the next thing, and that is, I've already got some ideas of what I'd like to do for the next thing. Okay, let's see what we got here. I am not really expecting to do any raids. I know I'm supposed to, but I don't really expect to be making boatloads of money off of my Twitch and YouTube channels. But, you know, you want an audience, right? So I'm gonna look. First I'm gonna look, then we're gonna figure it out, okay? Oh, cute dog. Look at my cute little dog. Okay. So do you think we should see if there's any music or any art? Oh. I have a bunch of musicians that are on right now. I just don't feel like going to musicians. Yeah, a lot of people playing games tonight. So, maybe next time. But for now, I want to thank you for hanging out with me. I'm kind of beat up. If I had nobody here and no obligations tomorrow, I would be here all night. Trust me on this one. So, my name is Wynne Blue. I'm your friend. I'm an artist and musician working out of Seattle, Washington, Seattle metropolitan area, and if you are a purist, I am working out of Bothell. Oh no, I got paint on me. Oh, that's bad. I'll go wash it out later. It's my favorite, my second favorite hoodie right here. Be good to yourself. Be good to each other. Let somebody be good to you. Eat good food. Sleep good sleeps. See good things. I love you and I want you to be happy, and I want you to be back here on Monday to make some music with me, because by then my guitar will be fixed and I think I'll be feeling pretty good. Know what I mean? So I'm going to call that a wrap. And until then, I will see you next time.